Hi, teachers, and welcome back to Lesson Gems. My name is Brother Lammers. I have the lesson that is assigned for Monday, April the 7th, or the lesson in your seminary teacher curriculum that is labeled number 174, a life preparation lesson on the For Strength of Youth guide. I love this lesson because all summer long we teach about For the Strength of Youth. We get into these FSY camps and we use a theme, and then we refer back to the principles that help us to make these Christ-based choices. So with that desired outcome in mind, it can help our students to make these decisions using Jesus Christ for their strength. Let's go into a possible learning activity, or how can we take the desired outcome and then adapt that to what we would like to teach and how we would like to teach. So how I want to unify my class, a learning activity or a readiness, I'm going to talk about strength with them. How many different ways can they use the word strength to describe, and I'm going to give them a few examples. Use the word strength to describe a rock, to describe a pillow, in a class at school, or an opposing team you might face in an event. Now change it to people. How can you use strength to describe your parents, a friend, or a teacher? So now that we've got this idea about strength and the different ways that you can actually use the word, why and how would strength be a great word to describe Jesus Christ? Give me examples. Talk to me about stories that remind you of Jesus Christ demonstrating or modeling strength. We've talked about strength and we love the idea of strength, but as we talk and love the idea about strength, now, why should I care that Jesus Christ is a great example of strength? I'm going to invite my students to go to Philippians, and those who were in FSY a couple of years ago, this was the theme scripture. I can do all things, and there's a great song that is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So if he offers this strength to me, how can I tap into that strength? So that's a great promise and I want it, but what can I do to receive it, and how can I tap into it using the For Strength of Youth guide? That's what we want to practice today. That's our desired outcome. So let's go get it. Now let's teach them how the manual works, because often we might assume, oh, they already know this. Please assume they don't. Please assume that your students don't know how to use this manual, and walk them through it with them. Even if they say they do, walk them through it and invite your students to help you if they have an insight that you may not. But we want to open to this section first, so invite them to take it out on their phone, or whether it's a physical copy, great. But go into this first section for the message from the First Presidency. Invite them to follow this look for question. How? What do you think it means that Jesus Christ is the strength of youth? Read through these sections. It's great. It's going to help you to have a solid foundation for making choices. Then we go into this next section. If we go into make inspired choices, but will you read looking for answers? How will this manual help you to get answers? It's not going to give you yes or no insights. It's not going to give you the answer, but it's going to give you a framework to make those Christ-based choices. Make sure that they understand that's how this manual works. And then lastly, if they're in this make inspired choices, help them understand that each section is divided into these three parts: eternal truths, invitations, promised blessings. So wherever you go, walk in God's light. Again, you're going to see eternal truths, invitations, promised blessings. Make sure they know that's how the manual is set up and how it works. Then give them an opportunity and encourage them to practice this. So going back to that very first principle that we said, that Jesus Christ is the strength of youth, and how can I tap into it? Give them an example of how they can do it. So if I'm not going to get a yes or no answer when I read this book, how do I use it? Now let's model for them. How can we use the For Strength of Youth guide to help us? It's a great activity right here. It says, hey, list some choices and that you're going to need to make in the next 10 years. And I want to refine that down to just one or two. List one or two important choices you need to make the next 10 years, and give them a couple examples if they're just kind of struggling with it. Mission, school, work, employment, marriage. Now that they have this, invite them to know that they can go in doing it this way, knowing and understanding that the section title may not be very helpful. So for example, if I'm going to go in, where should I go to school? And I read these section titles, God will love God, love your neighbor, walk in God's light, my body is sacred. If I just read those titles, that's not going to help me. So I now know and understand, because I'm starting to understand how this manual works, that it's not going to give yes or no, and it's not going to give tailor-made answers. It's going to teach me Christ-based truth to be able to make the best choice available. So knowing and understanding that this section, meaning if I just read the section heading, it may not help me, but the section content will, I want to open to these sections looking for, and here are my guiding questions. I'm going to read these sections if I have, where do I want to go to school? Should I serve a mission? I'm going to open to that section and I'm going to look for guidance, insights, truth to help me to make a Christ-based decision. So if I, again, walk through, I give them this idea, and then I open to a section. If I open to love God, love my neighbor, should I attend college? Remember, the section title won't help me, but now I go to eternal truths. What about God loving me, knowing the commandments, and all people are my brothers and sisters? How is that going to help me to know if I should attend school? Here are some invitations. How is keeping the commandments, treating everyone like a child of God, and making language, how will these things help me to know if I want to go attend school? And then I look at these promised blessings if I do attend school, if I try to make this a worthy endeavor. And so now that I've modeled this with my students, I want them to do it on their own. Now it's their turn. One or two of those things that they wrote down, maybe if we did one in the practice together as we model it, now invite them to take the second choice. Take 3 minutes. Write down the topic. Now go into the For Strength of Youth manual. Pick a section looking for guidance, insights, truth to help me make this Christ-based decision. Too often we want to just tell them about it, but not allow them to actually practice it. Make that the central point of your lesson is, I want to practice using the For Strength of Youth manual to receive information to make the best choice available for me. Then lastly, as we go through this great information, I want them, meaning my students, to know that they can use this frequently, that this can be an absolute pillar or bastion in helping them making choices moving forward. So invite them to consider making a tag or a bookmark in their Gospel Library app. And remember, brothers and sisters, if you don't remember how to use the Gospel Library app, if you go into the Lesson Gems, and this is what it will look like if you go into YouTube, and then you type in Lesson Gems here. Once you're in Lesson Gems, the Lesson Gems page, you'll go right here, and I can link this below, but the Foundation series. There is the Gospel Library app training, and if you touch on the training, and this is me here, you go down to this section, it's time stamped. So if you wanted to just look for how do I make these tags and how do I do bookmarks, you just click on the timestamp right here. Well, here's a bookmark, here's a tag, and it walks you through a step-by-step training on how to do that. So if I'm inviting them to make invitations to go and act, here's one way that they can go and do it. Lastly is, Christ offers us his strength. How will I choose to receive this? I've been given an example here. Now I need to go and make it my own. Brothers and sisters, the For Strength of Youth manual is prophetically given to us. It is an inspired manual to help all ages to make Christ-based decisions. Christ wants to offer this strength unto us. He's given us a manual to help us to make choices because he won't make those choices for us. That gift of agency is so sacred, and it is so important that we learn how to exercise it. So let's use this as an opportunity to teach them what it looks like, how to use it, but then to act in faith with Jesus Christ offering that strength unto us. Teachers, you are so incredible. It is it's amazing to see the blessings that you are offering unto these wonderful youth and children. Keep doing what you're doing. We'll talk to you next week.